Nice Shorts theme song.
Nice shorts. Yeah.
Matteo, it's so nice to meet you. Thanks for
Yes,
joining
thank
us.
you.
So, I want to start with kind of a weird question that's more about the emotional aspect.
Yeah.
I've been following your studio for a while, I guess while you were working on this. When you finish a project that took that long, took up that much space while you still have to work on other stuff, and it's doing so much success, is it tough to be in the circuit promoting the film that I'm guessing was emotionally draining to make?
Well, yes. I mean, for the first time, I discovered that when you finish the film, you are not actually finished the film because distribution part, there is the feedback from the other people, there is the all the run that you move with the other people that give feedback, and you can watch the audience reacting maybe at your work.
Hmm.
And you hope the better for the film. So after we finished the film in the middle of 2024, we basically focused a lot to give the best distribution and the best running festival as possible, let's say. So there is always something to take from your effort and from the film.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm most proud of, like watching the film moving and living by itself in some ways without be promoting the film all the time, like watch my film, watch my film, watch my film. Actually, there is at the same point the film started to running all alone, and it's difficult to leave the film by itself, like leaving the sensation to be in the film. And for that reason, we started to work with in another project at the beginning of this year. After the Oscar run, we ended the Academy Awards run in the short list. I feel like I don't know. I'm not a child, but I think can be something similar, like watching your child grow up. And at the end, yes, let's go to the world. This is the great feeling of this work. Can you imagine? We started with the idea in 2017,
Yeah.
and we spent a lot of years to make the film, but not just making the film, like animating and building stuff. At the beginning, the most big difficult was to find a way to finance it. So a lot of years of spending to find a producer and stuff, and in the end, we become producer of ourselves, let's say, and we find money, and yeah,
You said that you were still working on design while you started animating already, right?
yeah.
So how were you pitching it knowing that there was stuff that you hadn't figured out?
Well, we start with a small teaser back in the years, like we start pitching all around in festival around the Europe in 2018.
Hmm.
But the story was different. The story was just like 3 minutes of short film, really easy, like the story of a sculptor that built a sculpture, and at
Uh-huh.
the end, the two characters looking together, and the end. But during the years, we understand this kind much more the dynamic. Like there is no only two characters, like the sculptor and the sculpture, but there is also the other sculptures uh,
Hmm.
around the table. This is something that it's come later during the time. The question is, what's happened if this sculptor, this object that is rejected, it's alive? So it's probably there is also a community of people that are rejected. And
Hmm.
all these people can find belonging together because all these are rejected. Can you imagine this sculpture talking in the darkness every time, like, what happened to you? I don't know. I'm falling down. I'm destroying. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he started to talk about his relation and stuff, and to create this communication without no dialogue. This
Mm.
is was the most difficult part to write the film and to understand the shots and everything. Put all this emotion without have dialogues.
Yeah.
Uh, just have like a sensation and main characters that watching all around and discover the other. At the beginning, he was scared, but at the end, he find acceptance to the other people. The idea was basically to focus the story not to the sculptor, to the relationship between the two main characters, but to the sculpture and the other people. Was basically the meaning of the film.
Like community in the
The
end, it's
community.
okay.
Yes, exactly.
Uh,
Wow.
Every character have a specific personalities. This is the work we did on the background. Because the idea was everyone at the beginning was the same style of the main character, but something wrong happened. And we play with the character design in this way. So there is a character with the face all squashed in this way. There is a character more fatty,
hmm.
and we decide the gesture, the emotion of the character, identify the background of the character first.
You got 89 prequels to make.
Yes. The main animator was Arianna, and she was really like a kind of machine. She identified what animating, just knowing the character to animate without having any help in
Hmm.
some way.
Following all that really deep questions, my stupid question is, how the fuck did you make that book? Like that book was massive.
It's massive. It's like a 20 kilos or something. It's
Wow.
something really, really huge. And we built this book in a shop here in Bologna, in my city in Italy. And it's made with leather and all the pages are real. And it's crazy because it's looked like a really strange and ancient book, like the biggest book ever. And for the shooting, we draw all the pages in the middle of the book. So there is like, I don't remember how many pages there is in the book, but it's really too much. And but we only draw with the sketches like almost 30, 40 pages in the middle. So if you open the book, you find empty pages all around. For all the book, there are all empty pages, and in the middle there is this really strange and creepy sketch. Can you imagine in the future maybe a new
Mhm.
humanity found this book?
If like there was like a Pompeii today and like that book is on an exhibit, right? So someone just finds it in 100 years in a museum and it just blanks up for these drawings. I
It's
got
like,
two follow-up questions to that. One is, did you rig the book then when you had to hold it elevated?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We rigged the book with really heavy equipment. It's called Avengers, are like a
Avenger.
yes, it's called Avengers. This tractor here in metal.
Okay.
Okay.
That actually, because it was so heavy, so we took two of these really strong rigs, let's say, and we falling up and down. I was the pixelation actor, so I was to
Yeah.
stay still with the book on my hands,
Yeah.
but basically it was impossible to hold the book for all the time. So we used this big rig to rig the book, and I just to stay still holding the
Yeah.
book.
Your
Yeah, it
shoulders would die.
is. Yeah, you did such a great job. It's so smooth. Like I even think it's a live version somehow. Like
Yeah.
wow.
When you were holding the calipers in that shot, did you accidentally move the puppet a lot?
Oh, that specific scene was a nightmare because I remember I was to stay still for days. I don't remember. And in fact, you can see in the scene there is my hands shaking a lot because when you make this kind of pixelation in the movement sequence, it's not a problem because you can put your hands and then you can turn off your hands because you have the other frames that it's more easy to find the right direction. The problem is when your hands have to stay still and the puppet have to be animated.
Mm,
Because if you turn back, if you turn off your hands, and it's really difficult to put your hand in the exact position of the previous shot.
Hmm.
So
yeah.
my hand was rigged in every way. Like we built an aluminum armature for the fingers
Uh-huh.
that I attach and glue on my hands. So my hands was rigged basically with aluminum wire.
Uh-huh.
And I have to stay still with these ends here and all the pillow and rigs on my arm. but it was really difficult because can you imagine? Maybe you have your hands in the set like this with the caliber like this,
Yeah.
and yeah, you have to stay like all the time like, please,
And
for hours and hours.
bathroom breaks and food.
And no, it's happened that your blood stopped to move in your arm,
Uh,
and
uh,
you have to find the in at the beginning of the scene the test are find the correct position of your arms in the shot to
uh,
avoid the blood because if you stay like this for example
Yeah.
your blood stopping to go in your arms in this way or maybe it's really difficult like it was like a kind of medieval torture or something.
yeah, you are a puppet. You are the sculptor. Like you guys can sync together to feeling how he felt, maybe.
Yeah, I
Right.
become a puppet. Yeah, but this is peculiarity of this short film. I think this is the story of this film,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it was full of pain,
Yeah.
but also happiness. Also, but
Tell us more about happiness.
Please give us something happy.
something happy. No, the most happy moment was at the end of the film, of course. Not basically the end of the film and the end of the shooting, because
Mm,
at the end of the film, the problem was to find the right premiere, you know.
okay.
And I remember the tension to not be selected in the major festival at the beginning. You start to ask yourself, maybe it's too dark, maybe it's too much, maybe it's out of the context, I don't know. So you can watch your film not selected. So at that moment, I was a little bit depressed
Mm,
for everyone, like a depressing moment.
Hmm.
But at the end, we were selected in Venice, and I remember that moment when we do the first screening. We invited all our friends, all the team, but
mm,
also all our parents,
mm,
and it was like making a marriage. I don't know. I can explain. It was like for the first time I lived this situation, and it was like a day full of happy. And at the end, we did a swim in the sea in
Nice.
Venice after the premiere. And this is one of the most happy moment about this film at the end, like something like we did it, you know, like we can stop here. We can
Yeah.
stop here. This is our happy ending, let's say.
That's cool. So you got your first premiere basically at home.
Yeah,
Because you in the studio, I'm guessing you guys are all really good friends and pretty much a family, right? But
yeah,
when you're that into it on such a technical production, you guys weren't thinking like of capturing the moment. You were probably just thinking of like, let's get this frame, let's get this frame.
exactly. Running in 3 frames, 4 frames for a days, maybe for weeks, and
Mm.
then maybe much faster. But um, I remember that the scene start at the end of the summer and finish in the end of the winter. Um,
uh,
and I remember the feeling was living like a really, really focused. Like
mm,
so in the today we have to finish these 2 frames.
mhm,
Today the achievement of today is to shot this frame with this specific sculpture like this, and everything was really good actually. Like
Hmm.
the feeling to move here in the studio, have the family, like the other people working all together,
mm,
everyone focused,
yeah.
prepare the lunch at home at the morning for
Yeah,
maybe everyone or stuff. It
that's
was
cool.
really a great experience. It's like living completely living in a bubble. No problem, no, because now we are writing a new project, but we are working a lot for commission and stuff. And all the time you have the deadlines, you have the to call with the clients and stuff,
Efficient.
and everything. It's much faster. I
Hmm.
remember for this project, it's our project. We have the deadline, but fuck the rest. You know, there is this, there is
Yeah.
this. This is the main things to make.
Mhm.
And we are not talk about the music, but I'm really happy about the music of this short film.
It's
Made,
really good.
yeah.
That's Pierre is his name?
Pierdagno, yes. We work with this music basically using the ocarina instruments. It's a kind of instruments. Ocarina is made of clay
Mm.
for the concept and everything. We use also the voices. We sing everything, and I think was really easy. The main reference at the beginning was a singer called Joan Labarbre for the voices, like oh, 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 like voices are the voices of the character all around. This
Yeah.
was the concept. The challenge there was to avoid to fallen in the generic horror soundtrack,
Hmm.
like something like that, but be more a ghost soundtrack, like a strange stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a Greek chorus. It worked out really well where you were the voices of the others.
yeah, and I think it's something really helpful to shock the people, because I always think that it's something that you are not expect this kind of soundtrack, especially in the creation moment. The theme at the end when the main character are rising from the other,
Yeah.
something that it's you have the possibility to understand without any kind of word, the feeling of the main character, the situation. And of course, it's not an happy ending. This is something I have to say. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of people said it's is too sad, and I'm happy if the people at the end are sad. I think it's something important to be sad.
He's in the community. It's
Yeah,
sad it from the
yeah,
sculptor's point of
but
view.
the question is, maybe he is not happy to be there. Maybe he would prefer to stay on the focus, on the pedestal. This is something existential, but I think it's human to think
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
about it this way.
Yeah. Through this special project, what do you think you learned from it and you want to share with the audience? Maybe we can follow after.
It's quite usual to say, but there is always a way to make it. This is what I'm learned in this way. Like, something impossible can be possible, especially if we are talk about making a short film in stop motion. Can be difficult, but can be possible, especially if you have artists and friends together and you are able to maintaining a kind of group and family to make it.
Mm.
Because it's really difficult to make something like that alone, of course. And what I want to share with the audience, it's a kind of reflection. Just a question at the end. You feel more like the sculpture, or you feel more the sculpture in this film? My personal answer is I feel both.
Feel both.
Depends on the situation. And this is, I think it's interesting to reflect, because you are not always a victim. Most of the time, you can produce pain, especially if you are distracted in some ways. I hope to give this kind of sense of belonging, like at the end, find a new burn together, a kind of reborn together, share, because it's important to stay together. And yes, I want to give this kind of reflection, and of course, I want to shock a little bit. I want to give a small trauma.
Is there anything you did in this film that you will never do again?
For pixelation. First of
Yeah.
all, also stay for all the short film in a dark room like that. I don't want to stay in a closed place anymore for all the short film. It's something that I don't want to do anymore.
Mm.
And using the clay. I don't want to use the clay anymore in my life. For playing God, a lot of production asked us to work in stuff with clay because they saw playing God and we want to use the clay, so we are always working with clay now.
It's amazing how quickly money will change our mind. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing that I want to make again is the horror,
Some
but find a new way to make it, like moving, traumatize, but in another way.
Mm.
It's not something that it's only about the technique, but it's something that I'm really happy for to communicate through this kind of genre. And and not maybe saying I want to make a horror film, but it's something that it's natural
Mm.
to communicate in this way.